welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. We're gonna do the most basic of the basic things today, and we're gonna make little sliders, little hamburger sliders. And I promise you, if you've never cooked before a day in your life, this is gonna be the easiest thing ever. And I know there's people who are gonna be like, this is common sense, this is basic, why are you showing them this? To them I say, you don't get it, okay? You don't know things that you don't know, and I will not take people on this page shaming people for not knowing things. We don't know until someone teaches us, and so I'm gonna teach you now. Doing sliders, so we want small portions, and I love when meat comes like this because you can take like a butter knife or a regular knife and you can cut it into segments to try to get even size burgers, right? So what I do is I use the half method. This is great for veggies too, because a lot of people will be like, I don't know how to cut my veggies up. Think of it as the half method. So what I'm saying is I just took the big block and I cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut those halves in half again, right? And then I'm going to take those halves and I'm going to cut them in half again. Okay. And that's probably going to be my slider size. I think 8. And this was probably a little over a pound of meat. Does that make sense? I'm going to pick one up to see if this is the right size for me. Now, are they going to be perfect? No. The only way to really make them perfect would be to weigh them on a gram scale and get, sorry, that's me. It's not you. It's not your kitchen. I'm going to pick up my 1/8 piece and I'm going to roll it into a little, I have a little piece stuck to my hand. I'm going to roll it into a little ball first, and be gentle. Don't be super smashy. Don't be super rough on it. Just roll it into a little ball, okay? Then you're going to take that ball and give it a little smash between the two flat parts of your hand, okay? And this will give you an idea. Now, when you cook ground beef like this, water and fat is going to come out into the pan and water is going to come out as steam. So this is going to shrink up and it's going to kind of get fatter. So what you want it to be is as flat as it can be without coming apart. And then you want it to be bigger than what you need for the bun because it's going to shrink up when you cook it, okay? And then if you want it to remain flat, you can put a little thumbprint in the middle, okay? And that will sort of just help it not to puff up on you too much, but this does not always work. It's not foolproof, but it can help. So let's do another one. Don't touch anything in your kitchen while you're handling raw meat. If you're gonna touch something, you need to go wash your hands, okay? So again, we're just gonna make a little ball. Yeah, like a little meatball. But again, don't smush it up too much. Don't press it too much. Meat kind of likes to be treated gently. And then you're gonna take it and you're gonna smash it in the palms of your hands. You want it to be a little bigger and a little flatter than you want your end product to be, but you still want it to hold together. You don't want it to come apart. And sometimes if you smush it too much, it'll start to fall apart on you. And then I give it just a little bit of an extra smush, thumbprint in the middle, okay? And I lay them out. I'm using a paper plate because then I can throw it and its salmonella out. That's just laziness of not wanting to wash the plate. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using a plate, even using the counter, as long as you disinfect it after the fact, okay? So I'm gonna make my 8 and then I'm gonna come back and show you the next step. I can only lay 4 out on my plate, so my other 4 are to the side. Now I'm just gonna do really simple salt and pepper. Now I get a lot of people say, can I do other seasoning? Of course, you can do whatever makes you happy, but I promise you a burger tastes great, just salt and pepper. Okay, so that's salt, that's pepper. I just washed my hands, so I want to get them dirty again, so I'm gonna get something to flip them over gently. Now, my spatula right now is touching raw meat. I'm going to use it to do this flip, and I'm going to use it to put them on, and then I'm going to use it after. But when the cooked burger comes out, I'm going to wash my spatch, okay? So then we're going to do on the other side. Pepper. Don't be afraid of seasoning. Burgers really need a little seasoning love. I think my pepper grinder's out of juice. And a little salt. Beautiful. Let's go turn our stove on. I'm gonna use a nice nonstick pan. You can use a grill pan, you can use whatever pan you like, frying pan. And I'm gonna put my heat on medium heat because I wanna get a nice sear, but I also wanna make sure the burger gets cooked all the way through. Now these are thin and these are small, which makes them much easier to not screw up. It's very rare that you're gonna end up undercooking this burger because it's so thin and it's so small, okay? It's only 1/8 of a pound, so that's gonna cook super quick. But I'm gonna put it on medium, maybe medium high heat, we'll see. I get a lot of questions. What does this mean if I have an electric oven? If it's a dial 1 to 10, break the even in the middle. Medium is 5. So think low, 1, 2, right? Medium low, 3, 4, medium 5, medium high, 6, 7, high, maybe 8, 9, or 10. So I'm gonna put it on medium. Okay, burgers have fat in them, so they do not need, well, that wasn't very sizzly, was it? I gotta turn my pan up a little bit to medium high. Burgers have fat in them, so they do not need you to put oil in the pan. This meat is 85-15, so that means it's 85% beef and 15% fat. I'm gonna put on my kitchen timer, and I'm gonna do about 3 minutes on the first side, and then we'll flip them over. And you're gonna see, obviously they're gonna go from pink to brown. They're gonna shrink up and they're gonna plump up a little bit, and they're gonna become a little bit fatter as well. Couple things. First, you can see I'm using a high-sided pan. I do this because burgers splatter a ton, and I just think this helps with the splattering. I do not have the vent fan on, and you see there is no smoke. If smoke starts billowing off of this, you have your heat up too high and you're burning either the fat or the seasoning or something. So if there's tons of smoke coming off of this, it looks like you're barbecuing in your backyard, then I want you to turn the temperature down, okay? A lot of people say, what temperature should I put it on? You have to learn to watch the food that you're cooking. That was our timer to flip it. You have to watch the food that you're cooking to get an idea of when we should turn the heat up or turn the heat down. Right now we got a nice sizzle, great. But if there's smoke, then we got to turn the heat down. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, so we're gonna give them a little flip. Gorgeous. Brown. I like to give them just the tiniest little smash, nothing too crazy. Okay. You can see how they fattened up and they shrunk up, and that's pretty normal. Okay, we'll flip them over and we'll do 3 minutes on this side. I'm starting to get a little bit of smoke, so I turned my heat down a little bit. I was at medium high and now I'm back down to medium. Try to clear some of that away. After another 3 minutes, I actually flipped them back over. This part's optional. So I flipped them again, and I'm putting on a little piece of cheese onto each burger because we like that. And then you can cover to help it melt a little, but if you just leave it, it will melt as well. My son loves them on a Hawaiian roll, and he loves them just like this. But obviously, if you want to do ketchup, mustard, mayo, onions, lettuce, tomato, like whatever makes you happy. But my son just loves them, just meat, cheese, Hawaiian bun. So I'm gonna slice up some Hawaiian buns. There's the cheese all melted, yum. And how gorgeous are these, right? Little baby sliders. Absolutely sadistic level of hot, but so tasty. So easy. So inexpensive. I mean, you can get your ground beef for $5, $6. This will make 8 mini burgers. That's pretty good. I love you.